Hey guys, this is AA Does Reviews, and as promised, we're going to get into a comparison between the Nike React Infinity Run Flyknit and the Ultra Boost 19. Right off the bat, if you're wondering why I didn't compare the Ultra Boost 20, it's because not too much is really different, and I caught these at 19s on sale for $108 rather than the full sticker price at $180. Some of them are $190. The Nike one, I was able to get at a pretty decent price, so I got no complaints there. The full price on that Nike one is $160. Starting on the left side of your screen, that's going to be the Nike React Infinity Run Flyknit. That's the last time I'm going to say that whole name. It's super long. But a little bit about the shoe. So Nike touts that this shoe here on your left-hand side can prevent injury and reduces the likelihood of injuring oneself while wearing it by 52%. I assume that pertains to runners and distance runners mostly. I don't think me and you walking around are gonna see a real difference there. But the thing to note is that the cushion on this one compared to the regular Reacts, so like your React Element 55s, your 87s I believe it is, and your ones, your twos, your React runs, these feel phenomenal. The cushion's deeper, softer, wider, like it feels like you're literally on a cloud. To me, it's the most comfy shoe Nike's put out as a solid running performer since the Lunar Glide series, and that got discontinued after the 7 or 8. And to me at that time, I was really like sore, I was butthurt about it, like, no, why would you discontinue this? Because for me, it was so so-comfy. But this shoe, my right foot is broken currently, and as you can see, there's a good bit of wear on it. I mean, I haven't been cute with it. This shoe has been my best friend as far as impact reduction, as far as dispersing of the impact when I do feel it. The only real complaint I have on this one, which we'll get into a little bit later on the Adidas, is that there's not a ton of lockdown. So here on the shoe, that's pretty much it for support. Now it does have a super wide outsole, like that's really really wide, so it's hard to like roll your ankle if you step toe first. I do not, I step heel first. Another great advantage to this shoe compared to the other Reacts, most others anyway, this one has a full length rubber outsole, which again, I haven't been cute with the shoe. That helps with grip, that helps with durability, the lifespan of the shoe. In addition, for my money, it just feels better. It feels more tactile. I feel more in touch with the ground. It does have a bit of a funky bird's eye view because of that super wide outsole that I mentioned. But overall, the cushion is bomb. I mean, I have no real complaints about it. I don't want to gush too much about it before I get into the Ultra Boost. So we have on the right side of your screen, the Ultra Boost 19. A pretty excellent looking shoe, if I do say so myself, from Adidas. As far as looks go, this guy takes that part of the conversation. This was a colorway I'd been personally looking for a while, that laser blue on the heel cup back there. And the Adidas store near where I work had them on sale, and then I had to chase them because they never had my size, so I had to get them at Dick's and make Dick's price match, and they didn't want to, and it was a whole ordeal. But I got them for $108. I think it was $113 after tax, and for me that was a really good buy, and I'm sure my wife appreciated the savings there as well. From top to bottom a little bit, you've got an all knit upper. You've got an all knit ankle area. It is reinforced, definitely reinforced. And you've got that heel cup there that keeps you in place rock solid. I do prefer the older Adidas heel cups. I'll get one and put it in this video and show it to you just so you can compare, but pretty much Ultra Boost is Ultra Boost. Now, a key difference between this one and some of its predecessors. This one has a super thick boost unit at the back there. This one is touted as having 20% more boost than any of its predecessors. And like I said, that's the reason why I'm comparing a 19 versus a 20, because this is the last big innovation Adidas made. My one complaint is that the cage is sewn in. So let's get a little closer. You can see that stitch right there. That for me, I have semi-wide feet. I'm like if a standard length, or excuse me, a standard width is D, I'm about an E. So I can sneak in a lot of shoes, but if there's a stitch anywhere from about here to here, let me back up, here to here, I'm gonna feel that pretty intensely. And with these, I felt it right away on my left foot, not my right, which is strange because my right's the broken one. But by the way, killer job on the box, Adidas. That's super sexy. That was a nice experience as a customer. But again, Ultra Boost, they've been out for, let's see, since 2013, I believe. They're actually about to do a whole anniversary series of 20s, paying homages to the original. And like I said, I will get you guys a shot of the original. And I think I have some 2s and maybe some uncaged over there that I can show you guys as well, just for comparison's sake. Overall, when you break down wearing these shoes all day, I'm in retail. I know a lot of people that follow me or that will follow this channel are just kind of your run-of-the-mill everyday person. I happen to really like shoes, so I don't mind spending $100 on a pair of good shoes that I'm just gonna pretty much wear to work and commute in and kind of beat up. You guys, I'm sure will come to find out that I do wear shoes, own shoes that are super valuable and that I really do take care of. And I'll do a whole video on like shoe care and all that good stuff as well. Some of the things I used to clean my shoes might shock you actually. Nothing crazy like baking soda and toothpaste and putting it in the washing machine. There's all kinds of kooky stuff out there. I keep it really simple. Back to the Ultra Boost. You've got full-length rubber on the outsole. That's noting the Continental there. They've been rocking Continental. Same company that makes the tires. Yes, the tires on my Honda are Continental, and those grip the ground just as well. Trust me. I've never rolled my ankle in an Ultra Boost. I've never stepped wrong. I always feel sure of where my foot's going in the Ultra Boost. Got sidetracked there a little bit, but the cushion breakdown is what I was getting into. That part, to me, as I mentioned, this one feels super deep and like plush, and like your foot is just like doing one of these every step you take. With the Ultra Boost, feels great, not after like 5 hours though. Like I said, I'm in retail, and so I'm on my feet 8 hours a day, even with a broken foot. Now, that's not to say the Adidas Ultra Boost does not feel good. It feels great. The energy return, which is what Boost is known for, so like every time you take a step, it like snaps and responds, similar to Nike Zoom, and I can't wait to review a Nike Zoom shoe for you guys to really get into some of that like shoe nerdiness that I can tend to be known for. And I would love to compare an Ultra Boost versus like a full-length Zoom runner, so I'll have to get on that for you guys as well. But energy return on the Ultra Boost. After about hour 6, stops snapping back, so it just kind of does one of these, and it's not like you're at the ground, but it just chills right here, and it doesn't really give you much of that snap back. Whereas the React, what it's doing, it's not waiting to snap back, it's just like massaging. It's kind of like comparing like a memory foam mattress to like an old spring one. It's doing its job 100% of the time. Now, I do notice that I go through Reacts a lot quicker than I go through Ultra Boost. Could that be because I super prefer Nike over Adidas? Could that be because the Ultra Boost, after that 6 hour mark, I know I'm gonna be in pain a little bit, so I tend to not wear them as often? Who knows? I could make an argument for either side of that case. But to break it down into a few key categories that I think will help people potentially buying, and feel free to get at me in the comments. I'm always open to having a good conversation or even a debate. If you disagree with me, I'm open to that too. But the knit on these two bad boys, I think you can tell from this video probably that the knit on the Ultra Boost is far superior, way more durable, way more, I mean, they even build in support into the knit, which is phenomenal. I know I mentioned earlier that I'm not a fan of support in the upper, or excuse me, towards the front of the shoe, but when it's knit, I can forgive it because it's all one piece there. It's all kind of lasered together, and it feels awesome. It feels like a sock. The knit on this guy is fly knit, which I love, but there seems to be, I don't know, I feel like I could really easily snag that. On my other Reacts, I have definitely snagged the mess out of them, and I tend to not wear them before I like take some nail clippers to them and like trim those snags out, which after a while is going to create holes, and for me, holes are no good. I'm a little bit of a prima donna about my shoes. Support. I think again, Adidas is gonna kind of win this one because this is the support you're looking at. It's like, it's not a very deep shoe, so it's not like your foot is sitting down here. Your foot is sitting right where this heel cup is. Now, that's gonna help you not roll your ankle so much because it does go all the way around. This does assist with some arch support, but I don't really feel that. And by the way, that swoosh on that side is just ridiculous. I love that. That orange to silver ombre thing, fire. And of course their fly knit branding. But yes, back to support. I mean, it's okay. The thing about this shoe that really shines is the cushion itself. The name is super catchy, by the way. Infinity React Run. That's a lot to say, but it feels that good. The name lives up. Whereas Adidas, you've got support, and anyone that doesn't have a kind of wider foot like me, you're gonna love this shoe the second it hits your foot, because you've got it knitted here. You've got it here on the cage, which is going to help control pronation. And again, it's stitched in. There's no, my finger can't come out the other side of that unless I go up here. But down here, where you're really worried about, it's stitched in. Like you're not coming out of there. And then you've got the heel cup, which does go all the way around the shoe. That just looks so good, man. And again, that really thick, nice, chunky boost feels awesome. So taking off for a run in these feels like $1 million. If you're just like commuting in them, cool beans, they're awesome. They actually look good with business casual. These guys, I wouldn't, unless you're just saying, hey, these feel awesome, I'm cool with the price point, and listen, that's what I'm all about. Appeal, that's kind of what brings me to the next point. Street appeal, sneakerhead appeal, I think the 19 wins this one again. On my main Twitter account, I follow basically nothing but other sneakerheads, and I've heard nothing about this guy, plenty about this guy. I mean, Adidas is doing some sick colorways with the 20. They did a whole Star Wars collection with them, like this Millennium Falcon colorway, which is fire. And the launch series of the 20, where they made their whole midsoles like these purpley, metallic-y, bluey, and like an orange one. It's like a hot orange, like almost the color of this shoebox, but a little bit more red. Just bananas. It's super fire. Hot spots, which is a big one for me. You'll hear me say that a ton with shoes because my feet are so picky. So picky. For the hundreds of pairs of shoes I own, I maybe don't have a hot spot in 10 of them. That's how picky my feet are. Like they just, I can put a shoe on and tell you in 2 seconds flat if it's gonna work for me or not. So hot spots on this one, like I said, on the left shoe, which is strange because my right one's the broken one currently. Right through here. Right through here is where I felt that burn. And I was just driving in the car thinking, man, why is my foot hurting? And then I reached down and I could feel my foot kind of bulging right here. Again, that's probably not Adidas's problem to address with my foot, but if I'm doing the review, I gotta mention it. This guy, no hot spots at all whatsoever. Even with a broken foot, I wear this ankle brace thing, and it fits in there nicely because the fly net's really forgiving right there. Sorry, let me get it in focus. The fly net's really forgiving right there, so I can get my ankle in with the brace, with a pretty thick sock on there as well. And it feels awesome. No hot spots anywhere whatsoever, which for me kills the appeal section. Hey, that looks pretty good from that side actually. Kills the appeal. Like I could care less. Like I'm about what's comfy above pretty much anything else, unless it's like a collab shoe with my favorite artist or whatever. Worth the price. I mean, that's kind of relative, right? Like, who has the money to spend $100+ on 2 running shoes? I don't know many people that do, and those that do, I don't know many of them that would. So with that being said, if you're the kind of person that buys a pair of shoes like every 6 months, destroys them, and goes hard in the paint every single day, probably this guy. It can take the beating, and if you're not on your feet like a teacher or a retail employee or a nurse or somebody like that, where you're on your feet 6, 8, 12 hours a day, you're good to go. If you can take even small respites of like 45 minutes in between, that boost will have a moment to kind of reset itself a little bit, and your foot's gonna feel awesome all day. As far as this guy, I mean, again, I know it seems like I'm probably favoring this guy a good bit, but on a broken foot, this thing feels just like magic, dude. I don't understand why they feel as good as they do, but they just do. Like, I'll have to get into a whole breakdown of like Nike's different cushioning systems, because I was not a believer at first. When I heard they were killing Lunar in favor of React, you can ask my good friend Erica. We worked at Nike together back in the day. I was cussing up a storm. I was like, what the beep, blah, 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 blah. And she was kind of fussing too. And I haven't chit-chatted with her about her thoughts on React, but I'm a believer, man. And I mean, I do have different sock combinations that I put together with different things. A, for aesthetics, and B, for performance. And again, I'm not a runner, so when I say the word performance, I mean what the shoe is going to do for me. So I mean, worth the price. I'd love to have that conversation with you in the comment section. Sizing, these are both true to size. I wear 11.5 in most things. Some runners I do wear a 12 in, but these guys both true to size, 11.5. You can see on each box there, 11.5, no problem. The better shoe. This one is a little bit tough, and it comes down to one key point in the conversation. This has a breakdown and doesn't respond after a set amount of time. This does not. The flip side of that is that this has far more support built in, but my foot's too fat for it. And this one, I feel like I could do some of this action, a little bit of teeter-tottering, and the shoe itself is gonna have a big job. As you can see that's a great angle actually. You can see that really wide midsole and outsole there. This shoe's gonna have a big job to hold up my 230 pound frame to not roll my ankle or break it again or who knows what else. So for my money, for your money, I'd say go with the React Infinity. And again, $160 is a tough pill to swallow, but I think you're gonna love it. Now again, if you can catch an Adidas store and catch a steal on some 19s or even some 4s or 3s or 5s, what have you, go for it, man. I mean, Adidas Ultra Boost feels awesome. I've got no general complaints about it other than the fact that after that 6-hour point, it's just, it breaks down. And other than that, I'm gonna get in some shots of the older Ultra Boosts I mentioned, and I may even show you guys some of the snags from my 1s and 2s Epic Reacts. Other than that, have a great one. Thanks for tuning in. Get at me in the comment section. I love a good debate. Take it easy. So just real quick for reference, I mentioned my sock collection. Let me show you guys this. So I got a brand new pair there that I'm actually ready to test out. Someone close to me that works for Nike really likes this equipment here and speaks really highly of it, so I'm ready to test that out. But I mean, this whole bin comes up to, you know, just above my knee, and it's loaded with socks. So super quick, as promised, Adidas Ultra Boost, the very first ones that ever came out. You can see these have been through a great deal. The knits on these are pretty good. They have some reinforced portions here. I thought this felt awesome, man. When I first put this Adidas Ultra Boost on, I was in love. But there's the cage, not sewn in. I can get all the way through there, like no problem. Well, actually, I'd be willing to debate because it actually looks like it's sewn in there. So I wonder what the difference is in the engineering here, where I can't feel it, and there, where I can feel it. Maybe I'll have to do a comparison of those two. And then of course we have the 2.0s, my personal favorite Ultra Boost. These feel so good. And then you've got that really big heel cup there. I mean, you can see it because of the offset color. There's teal. As you can see, I put these through a good bit as well. But that heel cup to me is so, yeah, you can see I've really been going at it. The heel cup there, you can see there as well, is really superior here to me than this little guy. I mean, I just feel like, and maybe I'm foolish. Maybe Adidas engineers know exactly what they're doing, and this is like anatomically superior to control my pronation and my gait and all that good stuff. Maybe I'll put together like a footwear dictionary for you guys, so you can, if I pull out a random term, you can like refer to that and be like, oh, that's what the hell he's talking about. Other than that, take it easy, guys. Thanks for tuning in.